want Janet sue you?
I'm invisible.
That voice came from an 11-year-old girl. A child levitated, just thrown across the room by something no one could see. Furniture flew, objects hit people, witnesses ran. And that voice, it kept speaking hour after hour, claiming to be a dead man who wouldn't leave. Police saw it, investigators recorded it, neighbors heard it through the walls. But here's the thing, was any of it actually real? 1977, a regular family in Enfield, North London. Single mom, 4 kids, council house, nothing special. Then something happened that, well, it still doesn't make sense. For over a year, they lived through what might be the most documented paranormal case in history, or the most elaborate hoax ever pulled off by 2 young girls. Depends who you ask. Investigators recorded hundreds of hours, took hundreds of photos, interviewed dozens of witnesses. Even the police testified. So what really happened in that house? Was it genuine? A prank? Something in between? This is the Enfield Poltergeist. August 1977. Peggy Hodgson, single mother, 4 kids, living in a council house in Enfield. Money was tight, life was hard, but it was normal, you know? Her 2 daughters, Margaret and Janet, shared a bedroom upstairs, 13 and 11 years old. There was nothing unusual about this family, at all. Just regular people trying to get by. That's about to change. August 30th. Around 9:30 at night, the girls are getting ready for bed. Then they hear it. 4 knocks, loud ones. Knock, 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 coming from inside the walls. Peggy rushes upstairs. The knocking stops. She checks the room. Nothing there. Just 2 scared kids. She tells them to go to sleep, probably just the house settling, right? Wrong. It starts again. Knock, 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 knock. Louder this time, and it's not just one wall anymore. It's coming from everywhere. So Peggy does what anyone would do. She calls her neighbor, Vic Nottingham. Vic comes over, and yeah, he hears it too. The knocking, moving from room to room, almost like it's following them around. Then something happens that neither of them can explain. A heavy chest of drawers just starts sliding across the floor, by itself. Slow, deliberate, like someone's pushing it. Vic tries to push it back, can't move it. It's like the thing's bolted to the floor. But the second he lets go, it slides forward again, on its own. That's when they call the police. Police witness Carolyn Heaps shows up that night. She's thinking, okay, probably just some kids messing around, happens all the time. Then she sees it. A chair, kitchen chair, slides across the floor, 3, maybe 4 feet. No wires, no tricks, just moves. She actually writes it down in her official report. Quote, I saw a chair move approximately 3 to 4 feet across the floor. It appeared to move of its own accord. Even the cops couldn't figure it out. Next few weeks, things get worse, way worse. Toys start flying off shelves, books launch themselves across rooms, marbles appear out of nowhere and hit people. There's this heavy iron grate on the fireplace, gets ripped off the wall and thrown into the middle of the room. And here's the strange part. It all seems to focus on Janet, the 11-year-old. Whatever's in that house, it wants her. September 1977. A photographer named Graham Morris sets up cameras in the girl's bedroom. He's hoping to catch something, anything. What he photographs becomes one of the most famous paranormal images ever taken. Janet floating, just hovering above her bed, completely horizontal, body suspended in midair. The look on her face, pure terror. Morris takes multiple shots. In one, she's airborne. In another, she's crashing into the opposite wall. The camera gets it all. Janet describes it later. She says, "Something grabbed me, just grabbed me and threw me. I couldn't stop it. I was just flying." But you know what? The levications weren't even the worst part. Not even close. December 1977, something starts speaking through Janet. A voice, deep, rough, masculine, nothing like what an 11-year-old girl should sound like. The voice says it's Bill Wilkins, a man who died in the house years earlier, and he's angry, doesn't want the family there, wants them gone. The investigators record this voice for hours. It curses, threatens, demands they leave. The whole time, Janet's mouth barely moves, her lips stay closed, but the voice keeps coming. So, the Society for Psychical Research sends this guy, Maurice Grosse. He's a paranormal investigator, experienced, serious. He'd recently lost his daughter, was trying to prove there's something after death. When he arrives, skeptical, of course, but what he sees over the next year changes everything for him. He records over 200 hours of audio, takes hundreds of photos, interviews everyone, and he experiences the activity himself. One night, Grosse is alone in the house with the family, places a tape recorder in Janet's room, goes downstairs. Then he hears it, crashes, loud bangs, furniture moving. He runs upstairs, opens the door, the room's destroyed, beds flipped, drawers pulled out, toys everywhere. Janet standing in the corner terrified, saying she didn't do it. Grosse checks the tape recorder. It was running the whole time, got everything. The crashes, the bangs, Janet screams. But there's something else on that tape. Breathing, heavy breathing. Except it's not Janet's, it's something else. Something else in the room with her. Grosse spends months talking to this voice, asking questions. It responds, sometimes angry, sometimes sad, always through Janet. The voice knows things about Bill Wilkins that Janet couldn't possibly know. How he died, where he lived, his habits. Later, they confirm it. A man named Bill Wilkins did die in that house, 1972, in a chair downstairs, blind, alone. The voice says, "I come from the grave, died in this house, in the chair, downstairs. I'm still here, don't want to leave." Another investigator joins, Guy Lyon Playfair. Together, they document some seriously disturbing stuff. Objects appear out of thin air, fires start by themselves, water shows up on floors with no source, and the voice keeps going for months, non-stop. Playfair writes later, "I've investigated dozens of cases, but nothing compared to Enfield. What I saw there, I still can't explain it." Look, there's one photo from Enfield it's hard to look at. Janet, with a curtain wrapped around her neck, tight, like a noose. Her mom finds her like that, unconscious. The curtain's pulled so tight it leaves marks. Janet says she didn't do it, says it tried to strangle her. The photo shows her face, terrified, curtain twisted around her throat. Investigators still talk about that image today. And it's not just the family getting hit. The investigators, they're targets too. Grosse says he was pushed down the stairs. Playfair got hit by flying objects. Photographers had their equipment fail, just stop working. Skeptics would come in, see things, then leave and refuse to come back. There's this BBC reporter, Rosalind Morris, gets hit in the forehead by a flying brick inside the house. She runs out, never returns. December 15th, 1977. Investigators call it the worst night. Activity peaks, furniture's flying, screams screaming. Janet levitates multiple times, gets thrown across the room again and again. The whole house shakes. Neighbors hear it. Some try to help but leave terrified. At one point, Janet's bed flips over with her still in it. She's trapped underneath, screaming. They pull the bed off her. She's in some kind of trance, speaking in that voice, Bill Wilkins' voice. Says, "Leave my house. Leave now, or I'll kill you all." Okay, so not everyone buys this story. A lot of people think it's fake, just two girls looking for attention. And look, there is some evidence for that. Janet and Margaret get caught on camera a few times faking stuff, bending spoons, throwing things when they think no one's watching. Janet admits it later. She says, "Yeah, we faked some of it, maybe 2%. We were kids, wanted to see if they'd notice. They always did." But Gross and Playfair, they stand by what they saw. They say even if 2% was fake, 98% was real. Gross puts it this way: these girls couldn't fake levitation, couldn't fake that voice for hours without hurting themselves, couldn't move that furniture. I was there, saw it, can't explain it. Even now, decades later, people still argue about Enfield. Skeptics point to the faked moments, say it's all a hoax. Believers point to the witnesses, the recordings, the photos, the police report. The truth? Who knows? Maybe we'll never know. Late 1978, the activity starts to fade, slowly. Voice appears less. Objects stop flying. Janet stops levitating. By 1979, it's over. Whatever was in that house left or got bored, hard to say. The Hodgsons keep living there for years, never experiencing anything paranormal again. But the damage was done. The psychological scars stuck around. Years later, in interviews, Janet says, "I don't care if people believe me. I know what happened. I lived it. It was real." The Enfield poltergeist becomes one of the most famous paranormal cases in history, inspires books, documentaries, movies, including The Conjuring 2. The recordings still exist, the photos still exist, the police report still exists, and the house still standing, 284 Green Street, Enfield. Whether you believe it or not, one thing's for sure: something happened in that house, and we might never fully understand what it was. So, the Enfield poltergeist, real, fake, somewhere in between. Over 30 people witnessed it. Police testified. Investigators documented everything. Yet skeptics still doubt. What do you think? Most terrifying case ever, or greatest hoax in paranormal history? Drop your thoughts in the comments. And if you want more stories like this, hit subscribe and turn on notifications. Thanks for watching. Sleep well if you can.